Good afternoon again, ladies and gentlemen. As I said to you in my opening statement, there was no assault, no strangulation, no incident at all on that day or any other day. You didn't see any injuries. You didn't see any photographs. You learned there were no medical records, no statements, no nothing between December 2nd and December 16th. You have not been provided with a single shred of credible evidence to determine that any assault actually occurred in the house on that day. The Commonwealth's case is nothing more than the words of Miss Adams. In my opening statement, I told you one tool to use as you go through this process is to consider how to find the truth. That the simplest answer that accounts for all the facts, that answer is the truth. And so what I want to do is take you through some of the undisputed facts in this case. December 2nd, Miss Adams spent the afternoon talking on the phone. She got a ticket to Atlanta. She cooked Stefon Diggs dinner. We learned this morning that it was a hot dog. She went into Mr. Diggs's bedroom to provide him birthday presents and to deliver those birthday presents. Timeline-wise, all of this, every single fact that I just mentioned, all of those would have occurred after what Miss Adams says was a violent assault that occurred sometime that afternoon. That night, Miss Adams left the house at 7:15 and she flew to New York City. You heard that she told the police that she stayed with friends. To Atlanta, purchased before she ever changed it to go to New York City. You saw videos of Miss Adams when she arrived in New York. You heard from the woman who picked her up from the airport, who also saw Miss Adams when she arrived in New York. You saw video and heard from Tali Moses, who spent the entire week with Miss Adams in New York. And you got to see how she looked. You got to see her face, you got to see her neck, you got to see the way she moved during the course of that week. One thing I'll say about that, Miss Adams, she might define bruising, however, is expedient or convenient for her, but we all know what bruising looks like. You saw the videos and you heard from the witnesses. On December 5th, Miss Adams texted Stefon Diggs, "Hi, can you please approve my pay with finance, please and thank you." That would have been 2.5 days after he violently strangled her in her bedroom. December 6th, you saw the video of her dancing. That's 3.5 days after this assault allegedly occurred. You heard that throughout the course of that week, from December 2nd to December 9th, Miss Adams didn't mention a single thing about any assault to anyone. The one thing you heard her mention was on the afternoon of December 2nd, she told Shy she wasn't going to Miami. You heard that on December 9th, she went back to the house. And I told you the details were going to be important about her going back to the house in my opening statement. She got back to the house at 11:30 p.m. alone and walked into the house. And what did she do? She didn't just go to Stefon Diggs' bedroom door and knock on it. She tried to punch in the code, and it didn't work. And those are her words. That's what she told you. None of that is consistent with a violent assault having occurred the last time they interacted with one another. Not one piece of that. And those are undisputed facts. On December 11th, Miss Adams texted Mr. Diggs her apology. She said she was sorry she was being emo, and she didn't want him to feel that way. She didn't want him to think she was trying to quit her job. And she told you she was trying to keep her job. She was trying to get back. She also told the police 5 days later, that she had quit her job on December 2nd. We know that that was a lie. Not just from the fact that she actually told you that that was a lie, but from the actual evidence that you have in this case that is undisputed. That evidence goes on. She told Mr. Diggs' girlfriend that she didn't say any of that to the police. Meaning what she told the police, that she didn't accuse Mr. Diggs of assault. And that wasn't true. She also, a month later, told the world that she had never demanded money. And that also wasn't true. Now, more undisputed facts. Miss Adams was paid for November. At first she didn't admit that. She ended up saying they worked it out. She got paid for 2-3 weeks. And we actually got an answer today on why she wasn't paid for a full month. Because she was in Tobago with Shy Charles. You heard from Melissa Goddard. Miss Adams was paid up. The non-disclosure agreement. Miss Goddard talked to you about that. And you heard about that from Miss Adams. I want you to look at the text message in Exhibit 4. It's on page 195. We talked about it a little bit yesterday afternoon. But this is another undisputed fact, and it's very important. Because, despite what Miss Adams told the police on December 16th, and told you at times yesterday, on December 13th, 2025, Miss Adams says what she thinks the NDA is about. And she says, "You sitting here playing in my face, 700 comments. If I told someone why it's not in the blog, you believe it," meaning Mr. Diggs, "and now sign an NDA. Send me my money. You sitting here playing in my face." Miss Adams wants you to believe she wouldn't tell Shy Charles because Shy Charles knew Mr. Diggs. That requires you to completely ignore the fact that she chose freely and willingly to go to New York to stay with Shy Charles. December 13th, she told Mr. Diggs, she told Stefon Diggs what she thought the NDA was all about. And it was about the blog issue. You think it might make a little sense if the NDA was about any kind of a physical assault, a strangulation? That she might say to him anything. "Hey, you know what this NDA is really about." Or maybe just, "The NDA, because you assaulted me?" Not a word. She describes why that's there. And those are her words from December 13th. And that is undisputed. Now let's talk about the police for a few moments. Because Miss Adams went to the police, as you heard, on December 16th. And there's other undisputed facts in this report. She lied to the police. She did not leave her job. Miss Adams told you something yesterday where she said, well, I left my position was like in the house, but that wasn't my job. And you heard what Officer Ellis said this morning. I said, you mean her position, as in her job? And he said, of course. She told Officer Ellis that she just went back to get her stuff. And you know that isn't true. And at times, she seemed to admit that that wasn't true. And you know from her own words at the time to both Mr. Diggs and to Sonny that that wasn't true. The text message that you've heard about, the deletion. There's two things that I want you to pay close attention to and that I want to talk to you about in both Exhibit 1 and Exhibit 2. Exhibit 1, the text message that she sent purporting to be a screenshot of the argument that led to a violent assault that ended with Mr. Diggs choking her. That's what she told Officer Ellis. And you heard that from him this morning. You also heard from her that she deleted messages. And I think what she said was something like, I didn't want to look bad, or something along those lines. And if you look at what was actually deleted, the words she said, she was saying bet and pussy were what she deleted. That's what she did. She did delete those messages, right? Those are not in the text messages that she provided to Dedham Police. But more importantly, what she actually deleted that wasn't about making her look bad or not, it was right after the words, I'm out of your life. And it said, and ruining that bitch life. And then you can actually go to Exhibit 2 and look, there's a fairy emoji she sent. And why that's important is because, as you heard from Officer Ellis this morning, it'd be important to know if somebody deleted messages. It'd be important to see the full picture. And that message right there, and ruining that bitch life, apologies for the language, with the fairy emoji, you think that might have prompted the question, hey, who's that bitch? She answered the question for you yesterday. It was Lindsay. The argument wasn't about money. You have it in evidence. And Miss Adams later admitted that. These lies to the police, the fact that they're undisputed, why? Look at all of those facts. They're undisputed in the record. They are all there. If you remove from those facts one thing, that an assault occurred, they all make sense. If you plug in that she was assaulted that afternoon before all of this happened, before everything I just read to you, none of it makes sense. Why would a person who is just strangled go down to the kitchen, chat on the phone, and not have a single mark on their face or look even remotely bothered? Why would that same person cook dinner for the man who just did it? Why would that same person knock on his bedroom door and deliver 2 birthday presents? Why would she act the way she did for the next week? And then why lie about it repeatedly to the police? And what ended up happening next, just chronologically, gives away the game on that. Because what you heard is that only a couple weeks later, her mediator made a demand for money. And if you plug that fact in, now it all makes perfect sense. We have provided evidence to you. We have presented evidence. We have called witnesses. As I said, we're doing so in order to give you the fullest picture of December 2nd and of what happened or did not happen. And think about that for one moment. How do you prove a negative? It's basically impossible, right? Pick a day, 2 months ago, account for every action that you did on that day. Every moment of your day. Great, now prove it. Can't be done. And this trap, the framers of our system, they were aware of it. And that's why it works the way that it does. The burden is on the Commonwealth to prove their case. And their case, as you have seen, is the internally inconsistent testimony of one witness. And that is their entire case. And that is not enough to meet their burden. The burden that you are going to hear is reasonable doubt. And the judge is going to tell you that that's to a moral certainty. How much would you bet on the words of Jamila Adams? Would you bet your own life? Someone else's? You have all of the tools in what I just laid out for you to make a credibility assessment. But it is not only that. Because the other thing the judge is going to tell you is you can actually take into account the way the witness answered questions, behaved, their demeanor, how they looked. Did they sound consistent? Did the things they say actually at least stay true internally in their own story? And one example I'll give you on that is this morning, when Ms. Adams was asked about another monetary demand. She didn't answer the question. She couldn't. She wouldn't. She gave you multiple excuses. She tried to say attorney-client privilege, and when there was no response to that, she said, I can't answer that correctly. Take the way she answered questions into account, but line it up against the facts that you know that you have. Because that's how you got to make a decision. On facts, on evidence. In terms of the evidence that the Commonwealth has actually presented to you, what they have presented to you are the claims of one person. Their second witness undermined their first. And there's a reason for that. There's a reason they had absolutely nothing to corroborate this allegation, which, one thing I will say about the assault and battery, she described Mr. Diggs slapping her on the right side of her face with his right hand. And she actually demonstrated it for you. But the problem is that's a physical impossibility. And the reason I would suggest to you that that demonstration didn't go quite well is because sometimes people miss their mark. Sometimes actors forget the script. What you do not have before you is anything that you can base a firm decision on, unless that decision is that the Commonwealth has not proved its case. The Commonwealth has an opportunity to speak to you after I do. And you heard the Commonwealth question some witnesses about working for Mr. Diggs. There's a number of people who were called as witnesses. We tried to be as quick as possible. It's not terribly exciting to hear a witness talk about how they heard and saw nothing. But for a moment, stop and think and ask yourself, if you were accused of having something happen at your house on some random day 3 weeks ago, who would be there with you? The people closest to you. It'd be your family, the people who are in your house all the time. And for Mr. Diggs, we talked about that. That's staff. That's Miss Salas. That's all the people that you heard from. One thing that I want to talk about is a reason for bias. Because when Mr. Virtue asked, I think the first witness she was Miss Salas. Mr. Diggs paid her salary, isn't that right? The one witness who has the most significant financial interest in this is Jamila Adams. You heard her talk a lot about money yesterday. And that was the Commonwealth's only witness to even touch on what they claim this assault was. That's their evidence. They cannot, and they have not, proved this case because no assault occurred on December 2nd, or as I said, any other day. And it's your obligation to hold them to that burden and to decide the case on the evidence that you have in front of you. And that evidence provides one answer alone. And I would suggest to you that is that Miss Adams made this accusation as a means of trying to leverage and humiliate and to punish Stefon Diggs. And you heard that he has been living with this case and these accusations since December of 2025. And it is time to end. The evidence that you have heard, that has been put before you, is not enough for the Commonwealth to sustain their burden. It is your obligation to return a true and a just verdict. And the evidence that you have heard requires that you go back into that room and that you lift this burden off Mr. Diggs' shoulders and that you tell him and the world that Stefon Diggs is not guilty of this incident that never occurred. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Feels like it's been a little while since last time I talked to you guys directly. So, was Miss Adams a perfect witness? No. She was argumentative, avoided, difficult. But does that mean you should throw away everything she says? She said? No. I think it'd be easy for you guys to do that, but that's not your job. You guys are the jury. It's your job, your sacred duty, to comb over every bit of evidence you heard, to consider it, to give it the attention it deserves. The attention, the scrutiny, the weight it deserves. You don't have to like Miss Adams. You don't have to like the way she testified today and yesterday, but you do have to give her and her testimony the attention it deserves. You heard from her about what happened in that room on December 2nd. She said he entered the room, slapped her, put her in a headlock, said some things to her. I suggest if you remember how she was testifying, I think the way she was testifying to that lends some to her credibility. She was taking her time. She was looking. She was trying to remember things. As the defense counsel predicted, one of the things I'm going to say is that Miss Adams was the only witness you heard from about what happened in that room. You have defense's witnesses who said what happened afterwards, but if you remember Miss Adams' testimony, she said that was after she had an opportunity to kind of put herself together. She said she cried, she changed her clothing, she kind of started packing. The question you may be having is, why would she act that way? Why was she going out and smiling? Well, I'd suggest to you that all the people she was around are people that have known Mr. Diggs much longer than they've known her. I suggest you even consider the relationship she had with Mr. Diggs. He was sometimes lover, a boss, landlord. He was a athlete, a celebrity, financially powerful, surrounded by people that were all on his payroll that liked him. That when you put that all in consideration, her behavior does make sense in that it was her way of continuing on past that. And she told you that they had a complicated relationship. She said they argued all the time. So that might also make sense as to why she texted them afterwards saying, hey, trying to make amends or trying to figure things out, why she gave the birthday present afterwards. In this case, you heard 4 kind of things, right? You heard things that weren't evidence. The openings, these closings, questions, things that were stricken, those are things that aren't evidence. They can kind of give you some context, but those aren't the evidence in and of themselves. You heard the actual evidence. That was the testimony from the witnesses, the videos, photos, and you'll be able to see also all those text messages. The third thing you're going to hear, so things that aren't evidence, things that are evidence in the law. The judge gave you some preliminary law at the start of the case. She's going to now, once closings are done, instruct you on the full law. I ask that you give her the same attention that you've given to all the evidence, and you've given the same attention to both attorneys during their closing. You give the judge that attention when she reads the law. And there's a fourth thing that you're going to need to pay attention and listen to and consider, and that's each other. When you guys are done here, once I finish, once the judge reads the law to you guys, it'll be your job to go into that room and deliberate on this case. When you go in that room, it's up to you guys how you want to run it. There's no manual, there's no guide, there's no schedule of how you guys are going to come to your decision and reach your verdict. And no one is going to make sure you're doing it one way. What I would suggest you guys do, and you guys can do whatever you want, this is just my suggestion to you. What I suggest you guys do is you don't go in there and just say, all right, let's take a poll right off the bat. I suggest you guys take the time, go over all the evidence, go over each witness, talk about each witness, try and do it both ways, back and forth, for every witness, not just the Commonwealth's defense as well. Go over every bit of evidence. Really take the time that this case deserves. And also listen to each other. I'd suggest as much as you can, make sure if there's someone that's that's not saying anything, make sure you get to hear from them as well. As I said at the start of this case, that every bit of evidence is important, and that's true. I'd hope that if you guys fairly treat every bit of evidence the attention it deserves, give the analysis, the scrutiny for all the witnesses, all the evidence, and talk amongst yourselves, that you guys will come to the correct verdict. And I would suggest that that verdict is the verdict of guilty on all counts. Thank you very much.
Very briefly,
Sure.